All right, welcome back. Okay, so you guys have been carried triumphantly into the city through the open gates, and they bring you in. They set you down in the middle of the first, like right inside the doors, and you can see like the buildings are about 3 stories tall, like you saw in the drawing, and it's like it's not as nice a city as Inglestone, but it's serviceable, and these are definitely like well kept structures, and there's like a little central square, and people are just batting you on the back, but almost as quickly as you were picked up and carried into the city, almost as quickly the crowd disperses, and you're not sure. I mean, everyone's still very happy, but then it's basically okay, we're happy, but now we have work to do. And you can tell everyone just kind of goes, they've been stuck. You're not really sure how long they've been held hostage by these 2 creatures, but you do know that 6 days ago, Owen had told you that they got word that, Sand Hearth was under siege by these things. So it's been definitely over a week, possibly 2 weeks, since these guys have been able to get out of the city. You see people going back out the gate, and they look, you can only assume that they're going to, try to get what crops are left and maybe what livestock has survived from the surrounding farms. And you realize, you do know this is a city whose commerce is based. Yes, Nicoya.
Is there evidence that the Boulettes tunneled into the city at all that we see?
There is not.
Okay.
I was wondering the same thing. I was wondering if someone's poor basement just suddenly had a bullet in it at some point.
Yeah, there is not, and it is a good question. You're not sure why. I think we had this discussion that dwarves do know something about boulettes, and boulettes they're more ambush animals. They're not, very rarely will they go into a populated area, but they will wait outside populated areas for prey to come to them.
Okay.
So as you know, there's still some people around you, but they start to kind of filter off, and then you see a nicely dressed, not nice, better dressed than everyone else around, but still very utilitarian. He's more or less clean. He comes up to you, and he just says, "Oh, he's human, well tanned." Older, looked like one of those guys who's was fit in his prime, but has now taken a desk job, so he's let himself go a little bit. But he comes up and he introduces himself as Walburn. He says, "Oh, thank you. I am Magistrate Walburn Silvertip, and I can't thank you much. I have to assume that you're from... Oh, Valmaya, stop it.
Kelwin started it.
God.
It's fine. We're mature.
Yes, we
Very
are.
mature.
Yes. So named because of the arrows he used to shoot when he was a hunter. What did you think he was named after?
And that weird birthmark on the tip of his dick.
It's so weird.
Yes. Why did we stop? And what?
You would hear a rumbling. 3 boulettes.
Quick, use your silver tip.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, Walburn sits there, waits for your laughter to die down. Yes, I've heard it before. It's a good thing you guys just saved the town. So he says,
never mind. Nothing I was going to say was going to be important.
And he kind of composes himself a little bit, kind of takes you all in, notices the tabards, and he's like, Are you from Darkbrew's? Are you from Darkbrew's Rest? Are you part of Darkbrew's crew?
That we are.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell by what's left of my mangled tabard.
That's why I asked. I saw. That's wow. That is we owe you and him a debt of gratitude we can't repay. We've been trapped in here for 2 weeks. We ran out of fresh food about a week ago, and we've been living off of jerky for about a week, and we're getting ready to kind of resort to commandeering the leather from the tannery district to just start eating that.
Thought you were gonna say cannibalism. That is a better option.
That
leather is a better option.
Well, I don't want to know what would have happened within another week, but I least I can do is offer you to be our guests here for at least, I don't know how long you're planning on staying here, but you're welcome to stay as long as you want. We'll put you up anywhere you'd like, free of charge for a few days to let you guys rest and heal. And really, Sand Hearth is yours. Thank you very much. I don't know what to say.
You're welcome. We've got business to attend to in the city, so we'll probably be around for a few days at least, right, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's great to hear. I'd love to.
We're all really hurt, except for Nicoya, that one over there. So, and I guess.
Oh, you probably need to rest then.
Yeah.
I can. We have a few inns in town. You can stay here in Northgate. You can check out the town. We do have the more
Northgate's
comfortable.
fancy, guys.
Yeah, Northgate. This is the better inn you'll find here. But you're welcome to look around and do what you want. And he tells you of the inn in Northgate is called the Downy Den.
Well, sounds great.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Where can we find you, Silvertip?
Actually, I'm just here in the I'm here in the town hall, and he points to a building right near the gate, and that's where you can find me during the day. And I actually will be wanting to, if it's okay with you guys, I would be wanting to speak with you about Ovin and his plans, and how I can properly thank him, and what we can do for you. But I'll let you guys get rested up first. And
how does a dinner appointment tomorrow sound? And we can discuss
business. That sounds excellent. That sounds excellent. Food's been scarce. We're sending out hunting parties right away. That's pretty much why everybody took off so fast. Is we've been waiting to get out the south gates and start hunting again.
Any idea
get some
how
fresh
Bullet
food.
tastes?
No, but then you notice actually.
Also.
You didn't notice it before with the clamor, but you notice suddenly past you 2 wagons go by, and they already have the boulettes loaded up on them, and they're headed towards another district. And it's like these guys are going to be wasting no time in processing this.
Are they gonna make those into leathers?
We can make all sorts of things into everything. We'll make the hide into leather. We'll make the heads into those big bony shields they have on their heads. We have a specialty group of people here that do all sorts of things with bones and tusks. And then you start looking around and you start noticing the architecture. It is very much adobe cob, like basically what you'd expect of a desert plains, buildings, but you notice there's not a lot of wood where there would be window sills and door frames, and even some not floor, not story high posts, but more like the supports holding up the awnings over the windows, the tanned hide awnings over the windows. It's actually like large bones, and so in place of wood, you just see bone everywhere, and it's finely crafted, and it looks like it's they know what they're doing with it. And so he explains to you that the bone will be made into armor. The intestines will be made into strings used for instruments and bows and ballistas, and then what they can't manufacture or eat will go into the waste pond at the southern gates of the city where it will just rot and fester and then be used as fertilizer at a later date. So they try to utilize every bit of their kills as possible.
Sounds
So
messy.
Yeah, I'd avoid the pond.
You don't want to take a dip?
I wouldn't.
Okay. We need to go. Well, I need to go freshen up, and I'm assuming everyone else in our party.
it is actually
Same.
you did approach the city near sunset. It is getting to be evening. So it is, so he actually, Walburn guides you to the Downey Den, which is just a couple buildings over from the town
Walburn,
hall.
is this? You said this is an inn, right? Because it sounds like a brothel.
Oh no, we don't. It's an inn. We don't have brothels in Northgate. And then he kind of and he says that haughtily, but then he kind of gives you a wink and says, "There's a couple other brothels in town, though."
Gross.
What?
I wasn't asking. I wasn't asking for a brothel.
Well,
I was just making sure it was an inn.
He didn't know. You're hardy adventurers. He's been around.
We have needs, Kelvin.
So he walks you over to the Downey Den and he introduces you to a woman, basically just tidying up, sweeping things up, and almost like she knew she was going to have guests for the first time in a couple weeks. And Walburn tells her, Wilda, these are what do I call you? The Darkbrew fellows?
Sure.
Okay. Well, these are the.
We have a name.
For the
Kelvin.
DnD.
Oh, this is the DMV from. Oh, right, the Darkbrew Monster Vanguard from Darkbrew's Rests, and they are to be made comfortable, and anything the bill should be sent to the town hall. So just treat them well, give them whatever they want, and she of course smiles, says, of course, anything for the saviors of Sand Hearth.
Oh.
Thank you.
How many rooms will you be requiring?
6.
Okay. So she leads
I
you
have
up.
Roulette all over me. I was trapped under one. I need to bathe. I feel gross.
This is a nicer inn. All of your rooms do have their own tub. That you do have bells where you can ring the bell and a servant will bring you hot water for your bath. I'm not sure. I mean, does Lucky do that, or does Lucky just sit on the side of the bed and clean himself?
Normally Lucky cleaning, but we're just gonna wash it off this time.
And she says, we do have a tavern attached to the inn, which you guys get cleaned up. Feel free to come down for dinner and drinks and ale, anything that's on the house.
Do you have food right now?
Well, what we have might not be much better than your rations that you have now, but it is something. And,
Okay.
ale doesn't go bad. So, well, it does, but, it's never around long enough to go bad. Let's just put it that way.
Thanks.
So, yeah. So you guys get led to pretty nice rooms. I mean, it's they're very comfortable. They're not posh. They're not super fancy, but it's a 3-star hotel. Which is about as good as you're going to get in Sand Hearth. Sand Hearth is a very, they know what they're doing, but they're very utilitarian.
I didn't
not
notice
a lot.
when we walked in, but it says Downey Den by Marriott? Weird.
It's an extended stay.
Yeah. Kelvin just, gets a bath and soaks.
Yep.
Yeah, winter's
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Do you guys want to do any healing, or do you guys want to do any hit point, hit dice
we're
or
all
anything
in
like
different
that?
rooms,
Does
and
us taking a bath count
short
as a
rest,
short
so-
rest? Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. You guys definitely get a short rest. But I was wondering if you guys wanted to use any hit dice or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will do my my song of rest.
Okay. You're in separate rooms now, so nobody else will get the Song of Rest. But
Play
lucky you'll
loud.
get.
Oh. Is that restful?
Sure.
So you get kicked out of your room. No.
Fine, you're not healed.
Short rest.
What, Belmaya?
I'm all healed. Yay.
All right. So yes,
I
you
was
guys
never
give yourself
hurt.
whatever hit dice you want to.
Ah. Oh, I get 16 back. That's fine.
Oh wait, no, I'm bad at math. I'm not all healed, but I'm close.
Yeah. Almost full health.
Oh, I'm at full health. Ooh.
All right. So you guys, excuse me, you guys converge down into the tavern attached to the Downy Den, and she brings you to it. You're the only ones in the inn at this point, and she does have some, some lots of breads and cheese and that kind of stuff out for you. She was able to scrounge up some dried fruit, some let's not call it salted. It's not quite jerky, but it's like salted beef and salted turkeys and that kind of thing. Salted fowl, probably possibly some vulture there, because those have been plenty around.
How's the vulture taste?
Gamey, stringy. Tastes like goose. Don't know what vulture tastes like. So, all right. So you guys sit down and rest and eat and feeling better.
When
What would you like to do now?
Finally get our table. So I think we already kind of fucked up the keep it on the down low portion. Well, I guess we were
Little bit.
supposed to be obviously from Darkbrew when we showed up, but it might be difficult with how many people exactly saw us when they carried us
Maybe they
in.
didn't notice.
There were at least 8 different hands that touched my ass on the way in here. I think most of the city.
One of them was lucky.
Or two.
Maybe the approach.
Watch the tail. Watch the tail.
Maybe instead of trying to be discreet, then we play into the hero card and see if anyone's eager to want to share information with the heroes.
I feel like if we do that, that opens us up to, hey, the DMV was asking X, Y, and Z recently, so if we do need to...
it's possible that if they hate Darkbrew, they might try and kill us.
That's a very good point too, Nicoya. How seedy is the underside of Sand
it gets pretty bad,
How
bad part.
How blatant was violent crime? Was it that out of the way?
As Nicoya, you would know it's not seedy per se. It's not like it's a hive of scum and villainy. It's just living conditions are miserable.
Okay.
There's not a real seedy element to the city. There's definitely like a rough and tumble feel to it, especially that would be more in Hunter's Alley, where the hunters go out for a week or two at a time, and then they'll come back with their kills, and then they'll get a little rowdy and something like that. But there's no real, seedy underbelly.
People aren't going to get stabbed in the middle of the street and have everyone turn a blind eye.
Yeah, no, and it's definitely because of just the nature of the business here, and the beasts that they hunt to the south of Sand Hearth are very dangerous. It is kind of a look after each other city. Now, that being said, you will find, some seedier elements, but it certainly isn't like, Nicoya would not know of anything like like a thieves guild or anything like that. There would be nothing like that here.
So from what Nicoya said, I don't think we have to watch our backs too much during the day, but I feel like at night when you want to let your guard down, don't, because I feel like if there's a hit out on us, which there might be, because we were clearly in cahoots, I guess, with Darkbrew, that would be when.
I mean, they shot him in broad daylight in his own tavern or bar, or whatever it was.
Yeah, whereas
They might just do the same to us if they are.
I feel like it might
get a
be
good
different
shot.
in an established city with law and order versus a frontier town still getting its feet on the ground.
That's
I could
fair.
be wrong though. That guy over there. Wait, is the bar empty? You said it was, right?
Yeah, bar's empty.
Okay, never mind. Oh, that's just a coat rack. My bad.
Just waiting for the dungeon maestro to be like, and then all of you get an arrow right through the neck.
When have I ever done that?
Mhm.
I am also going to just tell everyone about my dream too, while we've got some downtime.
What was your dream again?
Oh yeah. Well, let me scroll to my vague brain. Oh, that's going to be a lot of scrolling, actually.
Would you like me to remind you of the dream?
If you wouldn't mind,
Okay.
I think you might do it a bit more justice.
I was really hoping for Winter.
Winter told you of her dream, in which she saw a party of young drunk adventurers, much like yourselves, but they seemed to be celebrating in a tavern, celebrating some kind of a victory. There was a young male elf bard playing a lute, who looked vaguely familiar, but she couldn't place it. Hanging on his arm was a human woman who looked almost like kind of visually weird. Like it doesn't like she fit in with the people, but it didn't seem like she fit in with the scene. Almost translucent or pale. There was another elf who was in fighter gear, much like Winter and Kelwyn, outfitted like that. There was a gnome who looked to be a female gnome who looked to be a cleric of some sort, and then there was a. You assumed young because everybody else was young, but he was a dwarf with like big white beard and big white mutton chops and a shock of white hair, and all he wore instead of armor was a big pelt on his shoulders, and he had a giant tattoo of a bear across his chest. And they just seemed to be celebrating in a tavern, and the scene just kind of faded out.
Weird dream, right?
Does that seems weird that Nicoya and Lucky said they saw this weird bear creature that made Nicoya wet, and then now you're
Now I'm dreaming of a bear
of a
man.
tattooed bear guy.
Orc.
Was that dream the same night that I saw the bear?
Yeah, I think it was, or maybe
Yes,
night.
it was the same night, and it
Before
was
you heard
before.
about it.
It was the same night, and it was before you saw the bear, if I remember correctly.
Did anyone else have any weird dreams?
I
Did
mean,
you recognize the tavern? Did it look like the one that we're in now,
I
or?
was gonna say that, yeah.
Roll a perception. Roll for perception, Winter.
la 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 la. Oh, my perception's okay. 18.
18. It's a little hard to tell because, let's face it, most taverns look the same, and your dream was very much tunnel vision. So you were more like focused on the people at the table instead of the tavern around. You did have kind of like a bird's eye view up from below. But if you had to say, it was not this tavern.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's worth saying my dreams are typically in many ways rooted in reality, whether it's something that did happen or is going to happen.
Didn't you?
They tend to be quite predictive.
When the DMV was first put together, didn't you say you had a weird dream about one of us too? Not me.
Valmaya.
I see.
And you also had a dream. I forget exactly when, but you had a dream where you saw Valmaya and Nicoya reading books before they burst into flame. Not the books burst into flame, but Nicoya and Valmaya burst into flame.
I don't know that I told people about that, and
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know that right now I'm going to.
Okay, just reminding you. You heard nothing.
So, for finding the information that Henny.
Henny. And I started the campaign calling her Hilly, but then I changed it to Henny because I forgot what I called her. But from now on, she's Henny. So.
Okay.
I mean, are any of you capable of disguising yourself at all, or changing
No.
your appearance?
I'll have you know this might come as a shocker, but I'm not a very guile and subtle person.
Anybody else?
Nick. Wasn't someone here changed their appearance into the Kobold God just a little while ago? Just.
They don't know it was me, do they?
No?
I don't think we do now.
Oh, that's right. They don't. Okay.
Yeah.
We can just feed the whole city
So-
mushrooms. They'll
all
never
right,
remember who we are.
Yeah, we still have that basket of mushrooms. Are they still good?
Didn't we sell that?
The ones you
Oh,
got
we
from the Kobold who wanted you to like try to sell his wares, find a buyer for his mushrooms because he was very, very proud of them. No, because you guys don't have a bag of colding, I'm gonna say they've gone bad by this time.
Oh, we forgot about the mushrooms.
Yeah, you had a lot going on.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We can throw them in the pit, I guess.
Oh, fertilizer
pond.
pit.
Yeah,
The pond.
the pond.
Make a contribution.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, if no one else can change appearance, I can change a little bit if I need to.
Don't go changing yourself to please the man, Nicoya.
Brian.
I can go invisible.
Um,
For how long?
Good question.
You can what
I want
now?
to say an hour. I can be invisible.
yeah, I can do that too.
Up to an hour. It's concentration.
That could probably be handy.
That's
Uh,
I can.
I'm gonna
listen in.
use my mask of many faces to transform into Kelvin right in front of them all.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna imitate his voice and go, I can do this, Kelvin. I hate everything though. And then I'll turn back into Nicoya.
Wow,
That
that's
happens.
cool.
that was
That was
wholly
spot on.
disturbing. And I don't hate
I can
everything.
do that. So I can do that.
I have never once said I hate everything. Subpar performance.
Well, what else do we have on our list of things
this
to do
is-
in town other than find what Henley asked us to find?
Henley.
Henny.
Is that what it was?
Henley.
Henny? Oh, Henny. Henley Lama.
Henley Lamar.
Hedley Lamar.
I think that was
She
really
does
it.
fantastic stunts with such little feet.
That was really it. And going invisible and doing whatever that was, Nicoya, is fantastic. Once we have like a situation where we can utilize it, it's not really gonna.
Well, if we don't want people to know we're asking questions,
Yeah.
it might be a good way for us to ask questions without looking like us, or at least me.
Yeah, you're the only one who can do that, so you might be a little bit of a lone wolf for a bit whenever we decide to get some information.
Maybe we put you in a dress, Kelvin, and you can follow behind me, like, and hide in the corner. That's my wingman.
No one puts Kelvin in a corner.
We're not doing that.
We just thought.
We
So do we?
Do we even know where to start? Hilly didn't give
No.
us any starting suggestions. Wait. The
The inn.
Hospitality Guild.
That's what I was gonna say.
I think we're the only ones here, but still, I'm whispering.
You're not,
What?
Maybe we could ask.
Stage whisper, Kelvin.
The Hospitality
Maybe-
Guild. Any
Maybe we
said
could ask
start there.
Silvertip about the guild, or is that too conspicuous?
I mean, we could try and work it into dinner conversation tomorrow about like, how have your trades unions been doing? I'm sure you haven't gotten a lot of tourists. How are your inns doing? Have they, stooped so low as to murder?
Maybe you don't do the talking on that one, Kelvin.
It does sound like one of the talking points is going to be how they can repay us, and maybe we just work it in conversation from there, and maybe make it seem like there's no reason we would have to suspect anything was coming from here. But the crazy gossip is that it seems that there are people who don't want this plan to move forward, and some strange things have happened because of that.
I mean, that sounds good, but it's very possible the Magister is the person who has been, like, if he is a hand in running the town and overseeing everything, and what I can't imagine this place is a thriving tourist industry anyway, no offense, Nakoya, but like...
No, this place sucks.
So, if he's the one overseeing town and he's been seeing the drop in numbers, maybe he has a monetary interest in making Darkbrew, not a threat.
We could go to a brothel. Whores know things.
They do.
Just saying.
That they do.
Men say things in bed.
I think we should
Not
look into
me.
Winter's dream a little bit more too. I mean, if her dreams are usually more like visions or something that we need to pay attention to, maybe we need to track down the tavern that she saw
Is there
or he saw.
I'm kind of in for just kind of popping ahead into every tavern and seeing if it was the one. Also down for a dream reader, narcomancer, sleep reader.
A narcomancer. I like that. Dream. The equivalent of a dream analyst. You're basically looking for the Sigmund Freud of Sand Hearth.
Yes. Yeah, or I was thinking more like it's the palm reading and fortune telling, someone like that.
Like a shaman or something? Is there like something like that
Or
around?
like someone spiritual, someone who
I mean,
perpetrates.
There's like the clerics.
Is there
that
not
are
like
here.
some kitschy palm reading, $5 crystal balls, bone reading?
I don't know.
Don't most towns have that weird building that's like, oh yeah, there's that palm reader for fun?
You can ask around.
I'm gonna go ask the bartender if there's someone who like reads palms and analyzes dreams and tells fortunes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So right now, the only other person in the tavern that you can see is Wilda.
Wilda.
Yeah. Yes.
My
What do you
friends
need?
and I are having a discussion, and I'm pretty sure I'm right. But is there a dream reader or a fortune teller, palm reader? I don't even know what to diviner, seer, shaman, hack.
The hunters. They're a pretty superstitious lot, and while she's not set up specifically in shop as a seer or I think like a fortune teller, as you might think. I think they do go to her to find. Some of the hunters will go to her ask questions like, will they come back from the hunt alive, or will there?
Perfect.
Yes, that would be Darlov, and you can find her in Hunter's Alley. She has other skills as well. Let's just
Does
say.
she work at a brothel?
Oh boy.
Well,
A
she
bordello?
works at a companion house.
I told you, horse know things.
In Hunter's Alley. It's called Just the Arrow Tip Companion House.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Damn it.
Is that the same person?
yeah, and-
when the farmers are like, "Are we gonna have a good harvest this year?" Is that the same person, Darlov?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Sounds perfect.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So with that little tidbit of information and possible lead to,
I think you mean that little tip.
Or is it a big tip?
Yeah.
Is the plot gonna thicken?
Hey, I was pretty proud of myself about Just the Arrow Tip Companion House. So with that little your discussion there, it is getting late, and so let's call that at least somewhat of a lead. We'll
Wait,
say you guys turn
can-
in.
Can we
Yes,
recap of so we've got Darlov, the Hunter's Alley, kind of like Farmer's Almanac lady, basically ranger person, to analyze Winter's Dream, and then
Yes.
we've got dinner with Silvertip,
Dinner with Will Walburn Silvertip tomorrow night. Yes.
and wasn't there? Oh, and Nicoya can disguise herself as someone else, and we can ask around.
And Lucky can go invisible, and they can put you in a dress.
Wait, I think
I can
We
also make
can
someone else
turn-
invisible.
yeah, we can put someone else invisible if we want.
So if Winter wanted to go in and see if certain taverns looked like her dream, I could make her invisible and she could go in.
You can do that without being invisible too.
True, but
Yeah, but that's less conspicuous.
It's not
Yeah.
that weird to walk
People
into a
know what's
tavern and be like,
everywhere.
"Never
That's
mind,"
true.
and leave.
It might be if you're a 6'1" cat.
Winter's not a cat.
Oh, I'm sorry.
no,
but
but if Winter sees the people that she saw in her dream, she could
Oh, I
kind
see.
of
I
go
see.
hang
I see.
out
I
and
see. Okay.
over here and be
Okay.
invisible.
All right,
And they
we'll
would
keep it on the
see that someone
back
was lingering.
Yeah.
We'll keep it on the back burner. So we got stuff to do.
Cool.
Should we still be wearing our clothing, like our tabards or whatever they're called? Do we want to draw attention to ourselves? Does it matter?
I think, unless we're doing some reconnaissance, I think we should keep it on, because it definitely comes with benefits.
But I imagine there really aren't too many outsiders in the city right now as they're recovering. So we're probably like the only people that they'd be like, they're
Yeah.
not
And
here.
and Winter probably could, not stand out so much as an elf, but you haven't seen anyone but humans in this town. So just purely the fact that none of you are human, you're going to stand out regardless. So
Is that more because we're in Northgate right now, or is that just
the town is
majority?
predominantly human.
Okay?
So, Nicoya, you really stuck out.
Yeah, I did.
All right.
Okay.
Woo!
Cool.
And-
All right. So we'll call it there. You guys formulate something of a plan. Go up to your rooms. Get a nice night's sleep. Why don't we just do that now? You guys give yourselves. This is an inn. This is a comfortable rest. So let's just say you guys will all be at full health in the morning.
Already there.
Already there. Yeah. Whoever's not is there now. All your spell slots are back. Let's also say that because this is the nicest inn in the city, you have left your armor and clothing on the insides of your room, like doors or outside of your door. And when you wake up in the morning, it will be there waiting for you, freshly cleaned and laundered
Nice.
and polished. Yes. So
Just like home.
Yep.
Oh.
So yeah, so you will not repaired, but at least cleaned. So yeah, so we'll just start off with a brand new day when we meet next time. So we'll call it there. If you have been watching us on the YouTubes or listening to us on the podcast, thank you for watching and/or listening. You can learn more about us at rescuedbydragons.com. You can listen to our podcast, our other podcast, Tales of the Brunch Club, our fantasy fiction podcast based on another game we play or used to play before the madness.
Before the
Also, reminder that our very own Kelwin has his own Twitch channel, which he is currently streaming the D&D like game Baldur's Gate under GT
Hell
Frostbite. So go watch him play more D&D related stuff. Because we can't get enough.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Thank you for listening. We appreciate it. And thank you for playing. I appreciate it. All right. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.